You're about to listen to TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
Welcome to another TADPOG podcast, where 2 to 3 old guys talk about 2 old games.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Knocking 2 of them off the list today, baby.
Yes.
Sonic Blast Man and Sonic Blast Man 2. Roman numeral 2, I believe.
Electric Boogaloo.
I bet you didn't know that Sonic's last name was Blastman.
Not until recently. That's how Nintendo got Sonic games on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Legally distinct Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic
That's a good
Blastman.
Steam name,
That's
too.
good. Yeah, that is a good Steam name. I like that. Sonic the Hedgehog with 5 fingers. You guys remember all the Sonic the Hedgehog bootleg T-shirts in the 90s?
Yeah.
Chronic the Hemp Hog and all that shit.
Yeah.
No, but that's
They weren't as prolific as all the Bart Simpson bootleg shit.
Yeah.
Back in the in the early 90s was fucking crazy,
That shit was
man.
everywhere.
I was in New Orleans or right across the lake when the Simpsons kind of hit, and I remember going to New Orleans and cuz that's the touristy areas always would have those fucking t-shirt shops and shit, and just there just being this wall of bootleg Bart Simpson shirts. So it's you want Bart Simpson as a black guy? We got that. You want Bart Simpson as you want Bart Simpson as a Mexican guy? We got that too.
We have all the variations. We represent everyone here.
we see
Well,
we're
they
very ahead of the times here at T-shirt shop.
Well, don't get ahead of yourself. They're all saying racist shit. So it's not like it was progressive or anything. They were shirts for racist white people to wear.
Gotcha.
It's just you pick the race you don't like, and then we'll assign a Bart Simpson to that race. Saying
You tell
something.
Ed to eat your shorts.
Right.
Well, before we blast all the Sonics.
Fuck yeah. I'm ready to blast, baby.
Two
It's been a
times.
week. I've been holding it for a week. I can blast twice.
But we're
Can you
gonna
handle it?
We're gonna blast twice tonight, baby.
You just let me know when you're ready for me to let
You
go.
gotta tell me first.
And I will. Oh, I'll tell you. You'll know. It'll taste.
How will I know when you blast?
Oh,
Dave?
it'll taste different for a second.
What the hell?
So what you guys been up to the last week?
Oh, it's been a pretty normal little week. You know, the usual stuff. I play Overwatch sometimes. Did some yard work a little bit before all the storms came. We had
That's good. Yeah, how'd you guys do with the storms?
Wasn't as bad as they said it was going to be.
That's good.
I think the trick now is that anytime one of the 3 of us goes out of town, massive storms hit Paducah.
Yeah.
So Tyler is getting ready to go out of town, and I'm worried
Ready for part 2.
about this week. This will be part 3 with you. Since when I was in Dallas, it happened, and then when he was in Orlando, it happened, and now you're going to be gone. So I'm worried about that. And I'm digging a pit
Well,
under
nature
my
knows
house.
one of us has to survive to carry it on.
Right,
So
right.
at least
This is a weird Final Destination
we
situation.
can't throw all 3 beer. It's like the vice president and the president can't travel together.
Right,
So if
right.
we're gonna die,
That's right.
one of us is out of town.
That's true. That's in the TADPOG bylaws.
It makes me the Secretary of State of TADPOG.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Kind of.
That's not bad.
I don't know if the 3 of us have ever been in the same car together. And perfectly honest,
I don't think we
all
have. Actually,
I don't think we
that's
have.
a good point. Not even in the one time the 3 of us were all in Louisville
Right.
together. We weren't in the same car ever. Huh. Weird.
Interesting.
That is nature.
We should do it. Let's just do it.
just
we'll do
take a ride down to
Yeah.
Dollar General
We'll
or
do
something.
it live.
Or
No,
fucking die.
No.
We will fucking crash in front of the elementary school and we're all dead.
we'll pick a destination that's 1 hour away. Since our podcast is normally 2 hours, we'll do a live podcast on the road.
Okay.
There'll
yeah.
be no problems, no
None.
hiccups, nothing. It'll be fine. 5G in our area is flawless.
Absolutely flawless.
And then we'll just
The
drive there.
Reaper
turn around,
finally
come back.
slides his 3 abacus bits to the side. Finally.
After all this time.
Waiting for the triple play.
If we really want to tempt fate, it can be the episode can be La Mulana.
Yeah. And then we just hold on to it. We just hold on to it
And release it.
like as
It's
needed.
a posthumous publish. Yeah.
When the last one of us dies, it's like in our will,
Yeah.
like publish the La
Publish
Mulana
the La
episode.
Mulana. Even if the show's been gone
Right.
for 20 years.
It's better
it
if
has
it's been
to come
gone
back
for 20 years. Yeah.
the last episode 20
Can
years
you imagine
later.
like the 5 like 80-plus-year-olds like
That just forgot
just
to take it out
waiting.
of their fucking. No, they just
Oh,
forgot
it's in
to
their
take it
feed.
out of their feed, and
they
then
gave
like
it to their
suddenly,
grandchild?
yeah. What is this? There's a new episode of TADPOG.
What is that?
Old
Tadpog.
senile Phil Hawkins just sitting in the nursing home.
Now-
Phone gets an alert.
Now he's making floor turds.
So there's that, and then I rewatched. I mentioned on a previous episode of the show because I used to do a lot of movie roundup type stuff, and I'm not doing that as much anymore because honestly, I'm caught up on most everything, and we got a whole crop of new shit coming out this year. I'm sure I'll talk about, but. I've talked about this movie before. It's called Prey, Prey.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that one.
It's a Predator movie that takes place in like the 1700s when French trappers were in the country and before the American Revolution, and it's Comanche. It takes place in Comanche country. I rewatched this movie today, and if you haven't seen Prey and you like Predator movies at all, this is by far my favorite Predator movie.
It is really
It's
good.
so
I haven't
fucking
rewatched
good.
it since it came out.
And
But
yeah, and I it's on Hulu. It came out as a Hulu original. It wasn't like in theaters or anything, but it got nominated for an Emmy and an Oscar.
I didn't know that.
And
That's awesome.
all kinds of good stuff. And it does such a good job. They brought in like real, honest to God Comanche Nation members to coordinate to make sure that the language they used was correct and the dress and the way that they do everything was accurate, back from that time.
Yeah.
And just a hell of a fucking movie. It is leaps and bounds better than any Predator movie before it, and I love all of them.
Do you think it's better than the first Predator?
I do.
Wow.
I really do.
Yeah, that's tough to
But-
separate myself nostalgically from. But
That is true.
I think as far as like filmmaking goes, I mean, yeah, it's-
and it's not to say that I don't think you would like it as much if you weren't already familiar with the series,
sure.
because it really just adds a lot of cool credence to the series, and I was a big fan of it, and I hadn't rewatched it yet since the first time we watched it, so we watched that this afternoon, and I got to tell you, it's just another highly recommended movie from your old pal Wiz and Sage. I'm giving that one a hard 4 stars.
I'm surprised they
Wiz and
haven't
Sage says check it out.
like made that a series.
I am too.
Where it's like now the Predator is in feudal Japan,
Right.
And Nobunaga
Right.
has recruited him.
Absolutely.
I've heard talks about a film, a samurai predator film, where a predator training a young predator intercept a samurai training his student, and it becomes a whole.
That would be cool.
That would be
look,
very
man. I'd
cool.
watch it.
I fucking
And
would
some
too.
fucking like Predator Viking action.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they wanted to do a whole like
I was just-
History Channel. Like,
I was just
fucking
talking
Predator
about
series.
yes, I was just talking about this with Tanya this afternoon. It was like, man, I want more of this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If they're gonna imply that the Predator's been coming here for,
Right.
centuries
Yeah.
and hunting and
Fighting, have him
whatnot.
fight Moses.
Yeah, oh yeah, that'd be good.
Moses like hitting him with miracles and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
He uses the third of the commandments,
Yeah.
the 11 through 15, as a shield.
Or
He opens
Noah.
up his final chakra. to blast the predator with Yahweh's energy.
I opened the 10 Commandment gates. No, Moses shall die.
He does a pyramid with his hands.
and an eye appears in the center of it.
Pew! Holy Spirit.
A fucking snake and a vulture on top of the pyramids, like rotate, shoot lasers at the predator.
Or Noah, he could fight Noah on the ark, and Noah would have control over the animals and like,
Dude,
lions, go! You know,
fucking Animal Man. I like I like the struggle that Noah must go through, where he's like, okay, God told me to get 2 of every creature. Does that include the predator? And it's like a movie about him trying to trick the predator to get on the boat.
And 2 xenomorphs.
Yeah.
there's an Alien Earth series coming out on FX soon. Looks really good. It's this summer. I'm looking forward to that one. But Prey, check it out. It's really great. And we were talking earlier or later to the listener about Best Buy and making purchases at Best Buy. I did buy something at Best Buy recently. I bought a SodaStream, which is saving me a shit ton of money in buying, because I like sparkling water. And that's
the most, of all the things you've ever told me, that's the most shocking.
That I like sparkling water?
Yeah.
No, I love it. I drink it. That's all I drink with meals is sparkling water and lime.
Like unsweetened,
unflavored,
just straight.
unsweetened, carbonated soda
dog.
water.
Woo. Damn.
I love it. I love it. It's very refreshing. And I put just like lime juice in it. It's my favorite drink. But I've been buying all this. I buy it every week at the store. It's like $5 and you get like eight cans. And I was just going through it and I was like, fuck it. I'm going to buy a SodaStream.
What's that brand?
LaCroix is what I like.
Okay. So I know like Fever Tree also makes one. I hear people talk about.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And I don't like the flavors because they never taste right to me. But I did get that and it's fun. It's like completely non-electrical, it just has this little nozzle and you hold down on this lever and it shoots carbonation into it and there you go. And it's just fun. It's a simple little thing and it's saving me a shit ton of money.
That's
because
awesome.
like out of one canister of the carbon dioxide gas or whatever, you get like 60 liters of water.
Damn, okay.
Of carbonation. And oh my
bad. I had
no worries.
Had to verify on YouTube.
Gotcha.
Had something auto played.
Gotcha. But so yeah, it's saving me a lot of money and a lot of waste. So SodaStreams are pretty cool.
Badass.
They make like syrups that are Pepsi and Starry and those brands, but I don't drink soda like cola. So
Oh man,
I'm probably going to avoid doing any of that. But
I was trapped in a fucking Pepsi hotel. This is like I was reincarnated and woke up in a Pepsi hotel and had to live there for 4 days, and it was pretty bad.
gross. Sorry for your
It's like living in Marion
experience.
because it's just Pepsi products throughout all of fucking Marion because that's where their distribution plant is.
That's where they're at.
That's everything is just Pepsi.
You don't get
Wow.
Coke.
Look,
And they're fucking bad about it too. They're militant.
Pepsi Zero Sugar is not bad, but the problem is it's way more rare than Coke Zero.
Yep.
And it's like Diet Pepsi straight up sucks a dick. Not a fan.
Lastly, Tanya and I went to Calvert City yesterday to the Calvert Drive-In.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
right.
I bought a T-shirt
Oh.
because I got a little Calvert.
Nice. I love it. Little Cooper
They got
Black.
fucking good food.
They have good food. They have burgers there that everyone loves to talk about how good they are. I don't think they're as good as they used to be since the
not.
drive-in got
Changed owners.
changed owners, and they said that they got the recipe. But I think the secret,
They didn't tell them one ingredient,
Yes.
I guess.
I think it
'cause
might have
totally
been.
agree.
I think it might have been
A little
pepper.
Oh, they're not as peppery as
Not
they
as
used to be.
peppery as they
That
used
was
to
the thing,
be.
is they were super pepper forward.
Yeah, they were.
Before.
But I think the big secret there is the bread. Their buns are like very cakey and very dense, and I think that's what it is. But it used to be. I used to be able to compare Calvert Drive-In's burgers with Just Hamburgers because they were very similar. Now they're not. And so that was kind of a disappointment. But the reason we went is because there was an arts and crafts festival going on there. Yeah. And it was really nice because after the storms, we had this nice cool breeze blow in, and it was a beautiful sunny day, and it was not too hot, and it was a great day to be outside unless you have bad allergies, which I do. That was a struggle. Oh, God. But anyway, we went to this, and we saw some of the vendors and the cool stuff because Tanya loves shit like that, and she bought some macrame little thing, and they had this one vendor that had a booth that where he would make little kitschy stuff like key holders that you hang on your wall, or a mirror, or a candle holder or something, but he made it out of wood that he got out of his tobacco barns where he would smoke tobacco for like cure it. Mm-hmm. And he would take those boards down to replace them, but they would have been in, some of these boards have been in where tobacco is being cured for like 30 years. And then he would make the stuff out of that wood, and it has a really nice
That's pretty badass.
Smell to it, like that really neat kind of tobacco barn smell. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then there was one other vendor there, Lord Micah.
I was just about to ask.
Had his
your Funko Pop.
He brought me a Funko Pop that he purchased for me. And again, thank you for that, Micah. That was super nice of you.
Which one was it?
Orisa from Overwatch. It was one of the big ones. The 6-inch Funko Pops, you know, like, because he asked me, did I want him to buy it for me? I'm like, nah, I don't want to spend the money. And he said he went back and bought it for me anyway. So I went to pick that up, but also he was there as a vendor in his itty bitty donuts. Itty bitty donuts, and he gave me some itty bitty donuts for free. So
I saw some photos.
They're basically they're basically like funnel cake, only they're shaped like little donuts.
Okay.
But he put the ones I had, he had various flavors like s'mores and cookies and cream and all this kind of stuff. But I got the strawberry cheesecake, which had like a strawberry kind of jam and some sweet cream cheese on it. They were fucking delicious, and I feel like I gained like 8 pounds eating them because I eventually, Tanya had a bite or two, and I eventually had to throw away like half of them, and not because they weren't delicious, but because they were delicious. And if I didn't get rid of them, I was going to eat them all and feel even worse because I was also going to have a cheeseburger that day. So yeah, I blew my calories just out of the water yesterday. But
I got home and immediately shamed my wife because she had bought donuts from Walmart, and I was like, "Come on, we got like Munnels." We got Reds, and you got the ones where flies have crawled all over all day.
Man, I agree with you so hard.
And she was like, "Listen, I was there anyway," and I was like, "Okay, that's fair."
I just saying, Munnels is right around the corner from the Southside Walmart. It's really just literally right around the corner.
It is pretty fucking damn close.
You can see it from the Walmart parking lot if you stand in the right place. I'm just saying.
Can you really?
No.
I was about to say, where do you need to stand?
On
Sarah
top of it.
can see Alaska from her house, and you can see Munnels from Southside Walmart.
But anyway, if you're ever at a festival or an event where Micah's got his itty bitty donut stand set up, I highly recommend paying him a visit. He said he had a great day. He was super busy. Did almost 200 orders, which is a lot.
Shit.
What was really cool about it was, so the drive-in was serving their normal food. Then in there, they've got pizza, burgers, hot dogs, nachos, anything you can think of, and it's pretty good food. Their pizza's really good too. You can get their pizzas like carry out if you want.
I used to have them delivered because it was the only pizza that I can get delivered to my house.
Yeah.
Was the drive-in.
Okay,
they don't do it anymore. But unfortunately, because I would get cheeseburgers and pizza delivered. That's it.
Yeah,
pre-DoorDash. That was it. That's all I could do. So.
Well, you could have done worse, right?
Yep.
But one of the cool things about it was basically, aside from the drive-ins serving their food, Micah's food truck was the only game in town. It was the only snacks you could buy that weren't in the shop. So he was set up right next to him. He said he had a great day. So it was really nice to see him. I met his wife. We had a nice visit and some delicious itty bitty donuts. So
how many of them donuts you get on your donger?
About 8.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
They're really small though. I'm just saying.
That's great. That's great.
They're 2-inch long donuts.
Look, I got 8 on here. Who wants to eat them off?
Please hurry up and eat them, kid. The little donuts are very hot. It was a Simpsons reference, not.
No, you feeding dick donuts to a child.
No, you can't put your mouth on it. I'm just gonna flick them off.
Yeah, no. Just look, ping. Uncle Moe's, here I am.
Yeah.
Here's your fries, eat them.
Yeah, I love it.
But anyway, that was a good day, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So that's about the highlight of my week. What do you got going on, Dave?
I traveled for work.
Yep.
And I pretty much just worked. Didn't leave the hotel. Decided not to. Decided to get an iPad instead.
That's pretty sweet too, though.
And like we had a lot of food, F&B. We had a lot of food and beverage. So because of that, we got fed pretty well. So it was one of those where it's like, cool, all right. I don't have to worry about buying food.
Yeah.
So that's
nice. The way it was for me in Dallas. There was food everywhere, and I didn't have to spend a thin dime on anything to eat.
That's awesome.
That's always nice.
They had some empanadas one morning that no one liked but me. Like some breakfast empanadas. And
sounds fucking good to me.
I went back for seconds because of the fresh salsa verde. That made a big fucking difference, man. Like, I love empanadas. And then, like, man, anytime you introduce salsa into breakfast, sign me the fuck up. You just made I was literally like, I'm usually not very exuberant at work, but like I saw that fucking salsa verde and I was like, yes. Like it scared people. But one person who knows me pretty well, they were like, you saw the salsa. I was like, yeah, I saw the salsa. Hell yes.
A salsa did.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Other than that, Tom Segura has a new show called Bad Thoughts. You guys may have seen it or heard of it.
Garth Brooks finally blocked him on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
I saw he made a TikTok about it.
I haven't watched all of Bad Thoughts, but like I'm on the last episode of it. It is good. It didn't. It's for me. I really like Tom Segura's stand up. It was wildly hit or miss for me. Like some of it was like, holy shit, this is great, and then other sketches were like, I'd rather just watch your stand up, or listen to your stand up. So, but hey, it's Netflix. It's on Netflix. I pay for it anyway. I liked it.
Good.
After any stand up Melissa and I watch now, she's like, yeah, that was funny, but I don't know. No one's Dave Attell. It's like, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think Dave Attell's, he's great. He's like one of my favorite living comedians.
Yep.
I'm thinking about, he's going to be in St. Louis again in a few months, and I'm thinking about going.
We still quote "Hell yeah" from when we went to go see
the
it.
Opener.
It is the best stand-up show I've ever seen.
I'm curious who the opening act is gonna be from this time. Last time it was Ian Fidance, who's really funny. But yeah, I don't know. So yeah, plan on going to that. I got home, ate some Thai food, rewatched Enter the Dragon for the first time since high school. That's such a good fucking movie. It's like such a 70s ass movie, but I love it, man. It's and like for a 70s movie, I feel like it's an hour and 40 minutes and it fucking moves along.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of 70s movies I watch and it's kind of like, oh, okay, it's kind of dragging a little bit here. Like, because I guess action movies weren't as action back then.
Like one of my favorites is the Poseidon Adventure. It's not really an action movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I like it.
It's a great movie, but it takes forever to get going because they spend the first hour in introductions and setting up characters and development and all that stuff. So,
yeah, I mean, Poseidon Adventure I watched after we played SOS for the Super Nintendo because I like that game so much, and it was kind of. I think you had mentioned that it was based on or was similar to the Poseidon Adventure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And then the only other thing is usually, those like social experiences that you might have, like these little faux pas and shit, where it's like the big one that I guess Jim Gaffigan kind of brought to the public forefront like 30 years ago or whatever is like when you're at a restaurant or something and someone the server says enjoy your meal and you say you too kind of deal. I had something like that happen to me in Orlando, except I wasn't the person who fucked up, so it was nice to be like, I wonder what that guy's feeling. That's great. The first day there, like there are public restrooms there, and I go to open the door to the public restroom, and there are these big wooden doors. They're sturdy. And when I went to open it, I was like, oh, that was like took way less strength than I anticipated. And so when I opened it up, it turns out there was a guy on the other side who was pushing it open at the same time that I was pulling it. And so the door opens.
And your dick's touched.
And our dicks, his dick was out. Mine wasn't out yet.
You hadn't gotten yours out yet.
But I did quickly. I was like, I know the procedure when this happens.
We all do.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to miss this. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is a faux pas. Sorry, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Anyway. Go ahead.
And let's slap our dicks together like they're the slap bracelets until we both complete.
Let's play tummy sticks. Come on.
So we open the door. The door's wide open. We lock eyes. It's awkward, obviously, because bathroom etiquette is weird. I wonder if it's weird in other countries or if it's just like.
I think it's just here.
The United States.
It's probably just here.
We lock eyes, and the guy says, I mean, it was like, he goes, welcome. I wanted to laugh because it was really funny, but I didn't want him to think I was a dick, so I just said thank you.
Be our guest. That's weird.
So yeah, put our piss holes to the test. That's it, man.
Welcome to the men's room.
Yeah. My name's Doug. I'll be your piss watcher for the evening. I'll be your piss taster.
Piss peeking Doug.
Taste the piss.
Low on iron.
You have an infection.
Shh. Shut up. We don't talk about that.
Hints of tobacco, sir. Let's see. So last week was hospital week.
Hell yeah.
Which normally I fucking hate hospital week because it's supposed to celebrate all the employees at the hospital. Like, how do we celebrate?
That shit.
We give everybody food.
Bologna sandwiches.
Feed all the hospital a different treat for 5 days straight. It's on you, buddy. Have fun.
What about wireless earbuds for once? CEO? How about that?
Yeah.
How about that shit? Some fucking Post-it notes? We're running low on those.
Because I mean, last year was better. This year was really good because last year they gave it to the HR director because, like, I think someone finally realized it's a lot for Tyler to have to do something for the whole for 1,500 people 5 days a week. Like, I hate it. Like we've got a tiny ass popcorn popper, so it's like, use that popcorn popper popcorn for everybody. I fucking hated popcorn day because I'm just in there all day long popping popcorn, watching that machine slowly die because it's just
it's not meant for this kind of continuing
It's like the Milo
volume.
toaster, just like I'm tired, boss.
Kill me.
But this year now they have a social media manager, so she did like
So she did the popcorn.
Right, exactly. Like, here's a pallet with all your food on it. Here you go.
Yeah.
This is nice. Other than that, just kind of coordinating stuff with that all of last week. Melissa and I did watch a movie because I think she was really dreading going back to work. And I was like, let's just watch a movie then. She's like, okay, well, what do you want to watch? I was like, is there a documentary? Check your TikToks. She sent me like a big recommendation list of horror and documentaries. And she's like, let's watch a documentary.
You watched a horror documentary.
Horror, I wish. I was scrolling through, the most commented thing in the documentary TikTok was there's a movie called There's Something Wrong with Aunt Diane.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, everybody talked about how amazing and gripping it was. It is not.
Is it not?
It is not. It's interesting, but like for 2,000 people to be like, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with that. No, it's fine.
What's it about? Just people trying to be avant-garde
Probably.
and trying to say, I have culture because I recommended a documentary. Now I can go back to watching what I really like.
Because it came out in 2011. So apparently it was a big thing that happened in 2011 where this woman was driving the wrong way in her minivan full of kids the wrong way down the interstate for a long time, head-in collision, killed like everybody in the other car, everybody in her car, but the youngest like nephew.
Yeah, I think I watched this actually.
And everybody was like, what the hell happened? Like they have all this footage of her stopping at like a gas station. She gets out and she doesn't seem like she's fucked up at all. So it's just what happened. All they have is this gas station video and then the surviving son. All he remembers is everyone talk about how weird she was acting. One of the girls in the car calls her parents and said, yeah, there's something wrong with Aunt Diane. We don't know what's going on. She's
what's wrong?
Really
well, she's driving the wrong way down the interstate for one. And goodbye.
She was like a successful director of like this big company. Like
I seem to remember them trying very hard to attribute it to something.
Well,
and it turned out that it was medical.
Probably a vaccine, right? Am I right?
Yeah, the 5G and vaccines. I'll do it every time. I can't tell you how many times I see minivans going the wrong way.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust them. What's in the vaccine?
I'm a ghost, by the way. I forgot to mention I'm a ghost.
So a week after the accident, like the family comes forward, pray for us. We don't know what happened. Because it was Diane and then her 3 nieces, her daughter, and her son.
Yeah.
In the car. And head-on collision. They interview all these people that saw her stop, and that she was like, but she was like driving erratically. It was straightforward, focused, and then the wrong way, head-in collision. They did an autopsy, found a fuck ton of alcohol and marijuana in her system.
Documentary over.
Yeah. Pretty much, because then the media villainizes her and the family's like, she's not a drinker. She doesn't smoke. What's going on?
Body swap?
So they're talking about like exhuming the body. They don't know if somebody gave her something at the gas station. There's a lot of speculation about what it is. But then you start seeing weird stuff happen throughout the documentary to where the husband's like, well, there was a bottle of vodka in the car that we were camping. Okay, you didn't say that. And then 20 minutes after that, the documentary, like, well, she did take gummies to sleep. Okay. And then the first investigator apparently had all this information from the autopsy where they reconducted the autopsy, but he wouldn't release the information. And it turns out he tried to call the family, but their lawyer said, don't answer the phone. So he just never gave them the information when they thought he was against. It's just a whole bunch of buildup with nothing.
Yeah, I do remember it being the payoff at the end being non-existent.
Yeah. They think that she had a tooth abscess because she wouldn't go to the dentist.
Yep.
And it hurt so bad that she
drank a little vodka to
chug that vodka.
Take the pain away. Yep. I remember
just
all that.
Just go to the dentist.
Yep.
I feel like the alternative is not preferable.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, or look, if you're going to do it, I don't know. I was going to say, well, certainly don't do it with a bunch of kids in the van.
Yeah.
But don't do it at all because, I mean, I'm sure she killed the other people that collided with her.
Yeah, because it's and you get mad at the end because you feel bad for the husband, and then his sister-in-law is talking like,
I mean, he loved
yeah,
that van.
I just
Well-
paid it off.
he goes from a sympathetic figure to like the fuck, because then she's like, yeah, he just keeps bitching about how like he never wanted kids, his wife forced him to have kids, and she was solely responsible for raising them, and now he has to, and he's really mad about it.
I was about to say his interview's like on the beach. Yeah, man. For one, this worked out great for me.
I'm really, really upset by this.
He's a dentist.
Two more daiquiris down here at chair 3.
So yeah, 2 stars. Don't recommend.
All right.
There's something wrong with that damn. A waste. It's only an hour long. But
Oh, okay.
Waste of an hour. Like
Yeah, I
most,
do remember that.
if you
one
want
too.
a documentary that will fucking rip your heart out of your chest,
Blair
and
Witch.
is gripping, and the Blair Witch Project. Dear
You guys think it's
Zachary.
real?
Dear
I'm sorry.
Zachary, I hard recommend to
yeah,
everybody.
nah.
But it will rip your fucking
Nah, enough
heart
people
out.
have said like, yeah, nah, it's
I'm
all
good.
right.
I'll
I'll cry about shit in my real life. my own life.
exactly.
Because
Something
it
to
has a
take me
twist
away
I
from
did
my
not
pain.
see coming, and it was just like Melissa and I were both like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, that 5 stars recommend.
Nikki watches a bunch of she loves true crime, and she watches a bunch of it. I watched some of it with her, but I feel like I feel like the goal of like the people doing the show is like, we're not going to focus on the killer because we don't want to like glorify the killer.
Right.
We're going to focus on the family. But then to me, it just feels like we're just going to harvest family sadness.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to package this and commercialize this family's sadness for you to just eat it all up.
I
hate
actually
that.
sat
Ugh.
down this morning to put my shoes on before I went to the store, and of course some true crime shit was on, and but she was flipping through the channels, but you could hear the person like talking in the background about what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I turned to Tanya. I was like, man, we watch way too much TV where people are crying. It's all the time.
It's I can watch like one of those, but it's like
Yeah.
emotionally draining. I'll usually like be on my phone while it's playing, and it'll be like, yeah, I'm just gonna disassociate for just a little
I
bit.
step over to my desk and turn on my computer and play a little Overwatch. Maybe
Yeah.
keep it going in the background, but yeah, I can't just watch it all the time.
I'm cool with like, I think the investigative part of like true crime. I like that.
Forensics,
Agreed.
and all
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah.
Genetic
that's, like, really
genealogy
interesting.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff's great.
That's why I
she
like
watches.
last podcast, because they just
Yeah.
rip into the serial killer and the stupid cops who bumbled the evidence for 2 years,
Right.
until they finally got it right and caught it.
Right.
And they're funny too, which
yeah.
like that super helps.
Yep.
Because like these shows are not.
No, they're not. No, they are not.
They are not. They're super not.
They always like got to slide a picture across of the like evil ex that's in jail now
Yeah.
for murder or trying to murder
Oh yeah,
her.
to show it to the family.
And
Hey,
show
remember
it to
this
the
person that
woman.
killed your loved one? We just want you to see that.
Remember that? Tell me how this picture makes you feel. It's like, this guy tried to murder me. It makes me feel like fuck you.
Yeah.
That's how it makes me
Yeah.
feel.
This is a headless body. Don't worry, it's your daughter. Well,
I don't know how that got in there. Don't worry, it's Dullahan. Give that back.
they do show a fucked up picture of the dead body at the end of There's Something Wrong with Diane.
Oh, hell yeah. That's why
that
people
I did
love
not
it.
expect.
It's like
you
in the
see Diane
credits.
dead at the end. Yeah, like her actual dead photos at the crash site.
Diane will not return in.
There's still
There's something
wrong.
wronger with it.
Hell yeah. That was a good team effort. The show's over. We crafted the fuck out of that. That was good. Patreon.com/TADPOG. You fucking laughed. I know you did. You owe us a goddamn $1. My wife's buying donuts from Walmart. We need your money.
There's something wrong with Diane. Apocalypse. Retribution. Retribution.
The college years.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see. So I don't want to change a lot of my show notes from last week, so I'm just going to mention
not.
Monjaro. You, the show with the serial
Me?
killer.
Have you?
You.
Yeah.
Andor season 2, Skeleton Crew, Hobbs and Shaw, Casey's Divorce Party, and Heart Eyes. That way, link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw being the follow-up Bill Watterson comic, Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin tragically dies at the end of Calvin and Hobbes, and then Shaw comes on board.
People didn't like Shaw, but it had its moment.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It was a little derivative.
Oh. Well, you guys want to slide in to talk about 2 video games?
Hell
yeah.
Love sliding it in.
So all the sliding.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
Which you want to talk about 2 first? Just to be weird?
Well, get the best
Probably.
foot out of the
Yeah,
way.
probably not. We should probably start with the worst of the 2. Which is 1.
Yep.
Sonic Blast Man 1.
Sonic Blast Man.
Do we
which-
have sorry, go
Oh, a
ahead.
letter. You're right. I forgot about the letter.
Oh, I hope so. I hope I downloaded it. I think I did. Zine Lord Brad has written us an email,
An electronic mail
an electronic mail.
in this day of age?
Yes.
Is that like an Android?
And
An
this one
electronic
is so I got 2 emails from Brad
Hell
because
yeah.
you see, I pulled the fast one at the very last 0-hour minute of last week when we thought we were actually going to talk about Sonic Blastman.
Yes.
And after we decided
Sonique. There's an apostrophe.
Sonique
Blastman.
Soniqua Blastman.
Soniqua Blastman.
That's going on my
love
fake
that.
ID.
Oh, dude, that's good. That's a great Steam name.
Yes, it really is.
Soniqua Blastman. The next time I get an Uber, that's the name I'm going to put in.
So that the driver has to say, "Are you Soniqua Blastman?"
Large coffee for Soniqua Blastman. Or they'd fuck it up and actually say Sonic Blast Man.
Yeah.
So I messaged Brad after we had made that decision at the 0 hour, and he sent me 2 emails.
Sorry, Brad.
I've got one for each game. So I can
yeah.
read this one now, and when we get to the second one, read the second one if that's what you want me to do.
Hell yeah, that sounds great.
Okay.
Action.
First email goes a little something like this. And there's a little callback to the previous week's episode. Not last week, but the week before. Dear Tyler, Jake, and the other guy who ChatGPT has decided is not significant.
A joke I forgot about. Thank you. Thank you, Brad.
I always thought this game looked super cool. But for some reason, I always thought it was a Capcom game. When I pulled it up on my dodgy Chinese handheld, it brought up a save state like I had played it before, but I had no memory of playing it. Doesn't seem like a good sign, right? What did Hollywood at GamePro think in June of 1993? Let's find out.
Okay.
Hollywood writes, Taito has come through with a nearly identical translation of the Super Famicom beat. Wait a minute. Was that the first one? Oh. Taito has come through with a nearly identical translation of the Super Famicom beat-em-up hit Sonic Blast Man. See Overseas Prospects, January 93. This summer, the B-Man hits the U.S. streets to brawl with some big-time thugs. A blast from the past. Sonic Blast Man first beat his way through the arcades. Now this one-player action game throws Sonic Blast Man into a 5-stage side-scrolling slugfest on the SNES.
Slugfest. Accurate.
Slugfest. Yeah, slug. Just that's it.
Speed-wise,
Yeah.
yes.
Emphasis
accurate.
on the slug.
On the slug. The man needs every ounce of his strength to make it through a goon-infested ghost town.
Hell yeah.
All that gooning.
Yeah. Oh,
Town full of gooning.
Hell yeah.
It's goons gooning.
Goontown.
Goons gooning.
New
Goontown.
podcast name? Goontown?
Goons gooning in Goontown.
It's too close
With
to
Tyler
Goontown.
Davis.
Well,
It'll never work.
we get the lotion and visit Goontown, population me.
With Tyler, Jake, and Jake. Goon infested ghost town, an acid dripping factory, and a stinking sewer. How do you know it was stinking? Maybe it smelled fine. A robot ruined castle and an alien driven space station. After each stage, he must also save an innocent victim in a bonus stage. Luckily, Sonic Blast Man has some boom behind his moves. In addition to the usual punch, jump, and kick moves, there were kick moves? I could never get those to work. He can use a one-handed throw, which I used a lot.
Yep.
Power punch, which I used a lot.
Yep.
A Sonic uppercut. Judo throw, where he rolls on his back and tosses an enemy. A wind-up punch, which is like Popeye.
Yeah.
I loved it. And an airplane throw. Other raw weapons at his disposal are Dynamite Punch, which knocks down everyone on the screen. I use that a lot. And the Screw Bomb, hell yeah, which sends enemies careening off screen. The crisp controls make pulling any move a snap.
Okay, if you say so.
Thanks for that. Help along the way. Blastman needs food badly, money, and a little luck to keep him on the crime-fighting fast track. Metal barrels hold life-saving surprises. Sonic finds apples, hamburgers, and chickens to keep up his health. A super glove gives him another dynamite punch. Money bags up his point dollars, and a Sonic helmet scores an extra life. Boom with a view.
Hell yeah.
If you like comic books, you'll love SBM's digitized graphics. The backgrounds are colorful, and they look like a Marvel masterpiece. Okay, the sprites are large, and they move
That's
smoothly.
what I was thinking, man. This is
Like Marvel.
masterpiece.
This is a little-known Marvel superhero, Sonic Blast Man. As for sound, you don't need any. The music, although unobtrusive, keeps you ready to fight. But remember, this is like a comic book. Instead of grunting sound effects, the words boom, slam, baroom, and more appear on the screen in time with the action.
So what did you think of the music? It was unobtrusive. Yeah, that's a great review for music.
Maniac fun. Sonic Blast Man's variety of moves and great graphics keep this game one punch above the other face smashers. It's a blast. And there's a little appendix. If you like superhero cartoon graphics and you've always wanted to slam, baroom, and crash with the best of them, now's your chance. Sonic Blast Man from Taito is 5 side-scrolling. Why is it going through the whole thing again? Why would we want... Is that the TLDR version of this?
That contracted writer wanted to get paid more.
She got paid by the word.
Yeah, they usually do.
This game scored a 4.5 in graphics, a 4.0 in sound, 5.0 in control, 4.0 in fun factor.
So fun.
Challenge adjustable, price not available, 8 megs available. Now beat 'em up, one player. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, everyone, because that we will be revisiting that
for sure.
factoid later. Until next week, Zine Lord Brad from Arizona.
Thanks, Brad.
This was just average to me. I didn't play it very long because I don't like beat 'em ups, and there was nothing special about it.
Yeah, this one plays a lot like Final Fight.
Yeah,
It's like Final Fight, but specifically for the SNES because that's also one player. But it like kind of moves at that speed. But Final Fight breaks stages up. I like Final Fight a lot. It's an early beat 'em up.
Sure.
It's slow, so I totally understand its criticisms. But like, it breaks stuff up. You're moving in and out of buildings to break up a stage.
Yep.
The stages are not very long. They're short enough where it's like, oh, okay, this would be Final Fight would be a fun one to try to do a 1 credit challenge on.
Yeah.
Where you try to get through it without losing a life, or spending a credit. Sonic Blastman plays a lot like Final Fight, but it's the fucking stages are so long that it's like, and I like this genre. I like beat 'em ups a lot, but this is a boring fucking game. Sonic Blastman
You're
1
so slow.
is a boring. You're very
Holy
slow.
shit.
yeah.
He looks like Sonic Blastman looks like if Zero from the Mega Man series were made with like Darth Vader parts, where he just looks like a. Other than that, the game looked fine, but I just thought he looked like a weird Optimus Prime Gizmo Duck. Zero,
Gizmo Duck is like a really good
Yeah.
read, I feel like, because he's got like fucking
Massive
speaker,
Yeah.
and like got the big,
big
shoulders and like,
yeah.
yeah,
long blonde hair, like
yeah.
his
Captain
visor looks like
Nolan
shade.
style.
Yeah. It's
Not good character design in my opinion.
No, not really. I mean, again, I agree that it looked good. I agree that it was colorful and bright, and it had that
Yeah.
going for it. And I think,
Yeah.
I think the controls were pretty smooth.
They weren't bad, honestly, and it's like once I figured out how the controls work, it was actually kind of nice.
Challenge.
Where it's like when you're punching somebody, you can press like a direction on the D-pad during the combo, and that'll determine essentially how he finishes the combo.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So I liked that, but it wasn't intuitive. I had to
not intuitive. It's a lot of experimentation.
Yeah, and I had to read that, because otherwise I don't think I would have figured it out.
See, and I didn't, and I eventually did figure it out, but by the time I did, I was bored with it.
Sure.
And I also thought that like the difficulty level, even if you play on an easier difficulty, I feel like at one point the game gets kind of hard, and
I hated the
it
first
stays
boss.
hard.
Holy
because
shit,
it's
I
like
hated the first boss.
Yeah, and it almost forces you into using your super punch dynamite thing or whatever, the screen clear
in certain parts,
on certain parts, and against bosses. I mean, I was finding myself having to. It would be so bad, like they would shoot at me, or the boss would. One of the bosses that had the thing that expand out like bricks that would expand out and hit you.
Yeah.
Or something. I couldn't stay on my feet. Like I'd get up, he'd immediately rush me and hit me, and
your attacks never had priority ever against anyone.
And I had lots of trouble figuring out that jump kick move. Like you jump up and then swoop down with a kick.
Yeah,
which is the only way to hit that guy. But I couldn't get that move to go off, so I just fucking ulted on him until he died. And I got kind of tired of it.
Sure, yeah, that's boring. That's not engaging gameplay.
Not really.
I thought the difficulty was. I thought it was fine. I mean, personally, I played on normal, but they give you the option to up the number of lives you have stock, so I upped that to the max, which was 5.
5, yeah.
And I got through on my first playthrough. I got to like the boss of the second to last stage, and then I died. And that was like just to give you an idea of how like much of a slog the game is. By the time I got to that point, it was like, oh, it's been an hour. I've put my hour into this already, and I do not fucking feel like starting this over from the beginning to try to finish it.
Yeah.
I feel like, in the second playthrough, I probably could have gotten to the 5th stage, but I don't know what kind of boss shenanigans they're going to throw in at the end. I don't know if I could have beaten it or not. But I didn't want to. I didn't even want to
It's got
try.
your boss gauntlet. Like I got about halfway through it before I was done. Before I died, I was like, yeah, I didn't want to do it either. So I watched a playthrough, and then it was very traditional boss gauntlet bullshit at the end that I fucking cannot stand.
Sure,
so.
yeah.
And I don't know like how this game differed from the arcade version. Maybe for someone who was super into Sonic Blast Man in the arcade and loved it.
Well, I didn't know if the arcade came with some kind of like a punching bag.
I'm not positive because I didn't do a lot of research on the arcade game, but I got the impression that the mini games, which we should talk about, the mini games in Sonic Blast Man for the Super Nintendo is more like what the arcade game was. I don't think the arcade game was a beat 'em up. I think I think it was like a novelty, kind of like you punch the bag or whatever, and then like Sonic Blast Man punches a building down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that. Like I said,
I watched a short video where they talk about the arcade game being a huge success, and they have the punching bag type stuff. They didn't explain it like at all in the only video I could find about it. But I think, Dave, you're right. Like, we're now in, every bar has the punching bag. Everybody hits as hard as they can. That it had something similar to that where you would punch it and have your punch measured to see how far he would knock something down. Or punch a hole in the moon, write CH on it.
Got to punch a chair off of it. Yeah. Yeah, there's a YouTube short that has like the arcade game, which looks fucking neat as hell, but it doesn't really show the gameplay. So yeah, maybe I should have done more research on that. I didn't. Hey, we're not fucking. It's a Super Nintendo. It's a Super Nintendo. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine.
Well, then that pretty much takes that maybe that this would be good for someone who liked the arcade version out of the question, because if it's a novelty game like that was fun to play because of what you could physically do with it, then they're taking it and turning it into a beat 'em up. That doesn't work. And then there's the mini games,
which I did find. Here's playthrough of, and it is the mini games. Like It's like the same thing. It's like the fight the strong guy, hit the strong guy 3 times, and then the other one is like the van's gonna crash, or like hit the girl, punch the van.
Right.
Which is like, okay, that's fine. I'm glad they included it in the Super Nintendo version. It was nice to break it up. I like when you fight the giant crab, you punch the giant crab.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, Sonic Blast Man. It's fine enough.
Yeah. It's
I'd rather play Final Fight. That's 2 years older.
Yeah. Yeah, same for sure.
pretty run of the mill, boring beat 'em up.
Yep.
How do we want to do our regular segments? Do we want to do
Well, we can go to this, do the little review of the second
Okay.
game.
Because I've got achievements and beards and glasses for each game.
I've got my achievements. I only got a few, but they're for both games.
Okay. Well,
so
then, yeah, let's just roll into the second one then, and
Okay.
we'll do all our normal shit at the end for both.
I do have an email from Zine Lord Brad from Arizona about Sonic Blast Man 2, because as we know, Brad is always going to come through for us when we need him.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And he did. So Sonic Blast Man 2. Ian, thanks for the heads up on doing the sequel. From the January 1995 Game Pro, a review from Uggs the Bug. Uggs the Bug writes, an evil space entity called Yafu is out to clobber mankind with an army of mutant monstrosities. Sonic Blast Man and his cohorts are out to save the day. If that storyline sounds familiar, it's not just because this cart's a sequel. Blast Man 2 is standard stuff, but it's solid fun for beginning players and may intrigue intermediate beat-em-up bruisers. Motown, slow down. Modown, slow down. Blast Man's gameplay is a typical side-scrolling street brawl. Your characters slide steps through the melee without lifting their feet from the ground, which downshifts the action to a steady, measured walkthrough. Sluggish controls don't liven things up. They generally do their duty, but sometimes you can't stop an enemy attack you can see coming from a mile away. Yafu's Yahoos. Despite the plodding pace, the relentless, bizarre-looking Yafu crew helps juice the action by pouring across the screen. Their standard punches, headbutts, and kicks put a real hurting on beginners. If you get an imaginative, good-looking, offensive repertoire. Their punches and jump kicks are standard, but the grab attacks are top-notch. Additionally, awesome screens illuminate the special moves. Sonic Blast Man's special is particularly tough. He unleashes his signature "We're fighting for freedom" yell and lets loose his 100 megaton sonic ground pounder blast. Sounds like something out of My Hero Academia. No shit. Subsonic sounds. Unfortunately, the B-Man's garbled yell is the sole sound highlight. Desolate effects are limited to uninspired explosions and grunts, as well as weird titters by downed mutants. The music has vigor but little inspiration. At least the graphics add shine to the combat. The character sprites feature excellently weird art. In later stages, some backgrounds are sci-fi serious. A retro rumble. This card has both ends of the fun time spectrum. Veteran players will find the SBM too much of the same old thing, but beginners will have a Sonic Blast Man.
Oh,
The title of our last episode.
right?
Blast, man. Sonic Blast Man 2 is a good beat-em-up brawl for first-timers. Veterans can pass on the deja vu destruction. Graphics 4.0, sound 3.0, control 3.0, fun factor 3.5. Price not available. 8 megs available now. Beat 'em up. 2 players. 5 stages, side view, side scrolling. So this one at least adds a 2-player feature.
3 characters, 2 players. Yeah.
Which that helps. That does help with this one. I like this one a little better.
I think
did
this one
too.
was way better.
A lot
than
more
Sonic
interesting,
Blast Man
a lot
1.
more entertaining. Obviously, more characters to choose from, so you've got a little variety.
It's faster.
It's faster for sure.
It needed to be. I can't imagine, them releasing. What was the release date? Did you say 94? Is that right?
This would have been 1995.
95. Yeah, it needed to be faster for sure. In 95.
Like I played as Sonya to make sure I had the fastest experience possible.
Same.
I like Sonya, but I like Choyear better.
I had so much trouble using
Oh
him.
man, he fucking rules.
That weird jump attack thing, I couldn't get my
He's
finger.
a grappler. You want to grab dudes with him because what I really like about him, and I guess all of the characters in the sequel, are the combos. Because like Choyir had this thing where you could like punch a dude twice, then grab him, throw him up in the air, and then use his special, which his special is he essentially jumps up in the air and like blasts.
Yeah.
And you could KO a fucking dude. And like if you hit them once and get them in that combo, they're dead. They're dead. And it's like, yeah, that's fucking fun. And he's got this like short range dash. He's my favorite character by far. But Sonya was awesome. She was fun to play as. I just didn't feel like she had, and she could combo a dude to death as well. But
It would normally take 2, knock them down, then get up, then
Yeah.
do another combo. It'd take 2 cycles to kill anybody.
and yeah, so as Choyir, it's nice because it's I don't like waiting.
Yeah.
It's nice to just be like,
Yep.
that guy's dead. Sweet. That guy's next. But yeah, I liked him a lot. Sonic Blast Man kind of plays the same.
Yeah, kind of.
Like they give him all the same the same moves from the first one, but he operates differently.
Yeah.
Instead of doing like the press up during the combo deal, it's a little different than that. But I thought it was way more fun. It's way faster. It to me plays more like the Power Rangers beat 'em up.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
'Cause that's what it reminded me of. I didn't finish it. I got as far as I got, which I think it felt like it was pretty far. But when I got done, I was like, yeah, I would totally start this over and go through it and try to beat it. This is one I would try to beat this one.
I did think at one point it's like, oh, Capcom's gonna sue these people for like the third boss just straight up being a Mega Man enemy. Just
I know,
straight
right?
up.
I know. Yeah, it's crazy. He does not fit in like at all. His name is like, what was his
Heavy
name?
Blast Man.
Yeah. Which is, we made a joke about like his
Yeah.
name sounding like
did.
a Mega Man enemy. And this, yeah, you're right, man.
Straight up a
Yeah.
rip-off. Like he could be on that poster of the Mega Man bosses on
Totally.
my wall. Like,
Absolutely.
straight up.
Oh, and not only that, but it's like
Like he's not an android. He has a cartoony robot
Yeah.
face, circle. Like
not only that, there are enemies that like with the riot shields, that's straight up Predator. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
I did. Thank you, because that's what I also thought. I was like, he has dreadlocks and a shield.
Yeah, yeah, and like a face guard, and it's like, okay, so it's just Predator. All right,
Yeah. But yeah, wait. And I thought like you've got 2 cool male superheroes with superhero names, and then just Sonya. She's got antennas on her ears. She's fast. Here you go.
yeah.
That's like at the end, like, what about our girls? Fine. Here's a girl character. Whatever. What's her name?
Sonya
yeah.
Blade. Sure.
No,
No, it's spelled differently. It's
Sonya
spelled differently.
has blades.
BLAY. I liked it.
Yeah, way better. Way better.
I didn't try it 2-player. Normally I would ask, but I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna torture my family with a beat 'em up.
Well, did you guys have any achievements for these games?
I have a couple.
Please, goon. Or go on, as some people say.
Oh,
Nice.
I see you said goon. Did you mean go on?
Well, I remember seeing that joke a long ass time ago whenever Matthew Perry, after he had Mr. Sunshine or whatever that failed, he had a show called Go On where he played a therapist, and the art for the show was like a square that just had Go On, and somebody called it, oh, Matthew Perry's new show Goon.
Yeah.
It's like,
Nice.
which is very different now.
Nice. Well, yeah, there's a whole comic book called The Goon.
The Goon.
Yeah, and there's a great hockey movie called The Goon. Yeah. Now people just masturbate to it. That's great.
My first achievement is Blast Action Hero.
Nice.
And to get that, you complete the game on your last life, last continue.
Hell yeah, I love it.
My next achievement is the Blast House on the left.
God damn, dude.
And to get Blast House on the left, you compete all the left scrolling levels as Sonya. And my last achievement is I still know what you did Blast Summer. And to get I still know what you did Blast Summer, play Sonic Blast Man 2 and be kind of bored with it, but it's fine. And that's all I've got.
It's pretty good. Really good. So please keep in mind that I came up with these achievements a week ago.
I had to reread mine and figure out what I was talking about.
and right before I got on an airplane, pretty much. So they're not that great. My first achievement is Three Punch Man. In order to unlock Three Punch Man, you complete any of the hit stages from Sonic Blast Man 1.
I got you.
Because everything takes 3 punches to complete, regardless of whether it's just a strong man or one of the Twin Towers. Right. 3 punches regardless. My next achievement is Douche Bagoom. In order to unlock Douche Bagoom, you kill 5 enemies with Sonic Blast Man saying Bagoom while he does it. Because he does that for some reason.
Too bad he didn't say Bagoon.
Yeah. Where do you want the goon? Put it in the bag. With the milk? Yes.
Leave. I said bagoon.
Bagabagool. I'm so sorry. I resigned from the show. My next achievement is for Tyler specifically. And it's titled That Dream Where You Have Giant Fingers and You Have to Pick Up Grains of Rice. In order to unlock that dream where you have giant fingers and you have to pick up grains of rice, in Sonic Blast Man 1, pick up any healing item in the game.
Good luck.
Because the number of times I fucking teabagged over a Big Mac while dudes are punching me.
What was the secret?
And also in the game.
Yeah.
What is the secret to picking shit up in this fucking game? That's something I meant to
The secret
mention.
is because, this is what you have to do in video games instead of just pressing fucking down.
Right.
You press down and punch at the same time.
I would pick something up and I'm like, how did I do that? I could never figure out.
Accident too.
It either disappeared or I would pick it up without knowing how I picked it up.
Oh, it's so frustrating to watch a fucking apple blink rapidly.
I need this.
My object permanence. It's fading.
Right.
Squat.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Glutes increased by 0.1%. My next achievement is Duffman's pension has been mismanaged. Oh, yeah. Because he reminded me of Duffman.
Yes.
I would love a reskin of Sonic Blast Man with Duffman. In order to unlock Duffman's pension has been mismanaged. Oh, yeah. You play a 2-player game of Sonic Blast Man 2 and have every item picked up by the other player. My next achievement is Battle of the Bulge. In order to unlock Battle of the Bulge, play this game and try not to notice Sonic Blast Man's penis outline. I did not unlock that achievement. I failed pretty much fucking immediately. I was like, God damn, they put a lot of detail into his fucking dick.
Ping indeed.
My next achievement is, oh shit, here comes Pac-Man. In order to unlock, oh shit, here comes Pac-Man. You get to the stage in Sonic Blast Man where you're in the sewer fighting ghosts for some reason. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why the ghosts are
a haunted sewer. Come on.
Well, that's what AI is. It's robots that we've infused with ghosts. So
That's true. It's science. I read about it in a magazine. In order to unlock, oh shit, here comes Pac-Man, you get to the part where you fight, there are 3 ghosts and they are colored like the ghosts in Pac-Man.
Nice.
That had to have been a reference to Pac-Man. They just didn't have enough memory to add the 4th sprite or something.
Too bad Sonic Blast Man is not flashing yellow during that
Oh
fight.
my God. And my last achievement is Peanut Butter Jelly Time. In order to unlock Peanut Butter Jelly Time, you finish any stage in Sonic Blast Man 2 as Cho-Year because his celebration animation is 100% the banana dancing from Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Gotcha. Nice.
That's it. That's all I got.
Good ones.
Thank you.
all right, so my first 2, because I got 5. So the first 2 are Sonic Blast Man. The first one is Shell Shocked.
Nice.
You unlock Shell Shocked by So whenever you do the spinning move,
Oh,
he
yeah.
gets dizzy
Yeah.
and falls on his ass
Every time.
for like way too
It's
long.
too long. But I will say that that was super annoying, and I don't think they handled it well. I feel like the idea was good because usually in a game you lose health by doing that move, and in this one it just makes you vulnerable. That's cool, but yeah, that you're vulnerable for like
It's a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
So it reminded me the same animation where he spins and falls on his ass with stars over him is the exact same animation when you lose a life in Turtles in Time
Yeah.
and they fall on their ass and have the stars.
Yeah, totally.
Second achievement is you got carnoved.
Nice.
And you get carnoved when you die from being attacked by 3 fat bald men that you encounter on that rooftop.
Yep.
It's all normal guys, and then 3 guys who look just like Karnov
Yeah.
in overalls.
Yep.
So
Which is also those are like Final Fight ripoffs because I can't remember the names of the
when
the
they
two.
charge,
Yeah, and they're wearing those fucking overalls and shit.
they look like they were WWF wrestlers.
That's what they were originally
Yeah,
based on.
yeah,
that
yeah.
totally makes
Oh,
sense.
Was it Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
I think so because they had 2x4 and they had overalls and they're bald. And
But
fat.
then I couldn't remember what their team name was. What their
Earthquake or something or
somebody out there
yeah, I
will
can't
tell
remember
us.
either.
I can't remember.
Micah, you
Yeah.
will know. And then my next 3 for Sonic Blast Band 2. The first one is Mega Mukbang X. And so it's just a burger in the first one. It is a fucking massive stack of burgers in the second one. So eat 3 massive stacks of burgers. Number 2, Capcom Gotta Sue Somebody. And that was where you beat Heavy Blast Man. And my third one is Charles Nelson Riley Bot. Because they're in like the seaside stage when you're on the Jersey Shore. Like all the robots are pretty similar, but then one fucking robot who's bouncing on his toes has like a pink ascot on.
Yes.
And I was like,
That
it's Charles
annoying.
Nelson Riley Bot.
It is. You are so correct.
Is that a
on
Futurama character?
that. Probably. That thing was annoying as fuck.
Yeah, super annoying. A lot of I feel like I did like the second game, but I also felt like I would hoard my ultimate moves until I was almost dead, and then it was like, all right, bam, 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 just spend them all before I die.
Yep.
You saying stack of fucking hamburgers reminded me that on the way back home today, driving back from Nashville, we stopped at Clarksville and got some White Castle.
No.
One of 341.
300 locations.
Everyone enjoyed that fact that I had. I was the cool person in the van. I had the
Sir, what store number is this? I just have to know.
man. I haven't even made the coffee yet. There's 2 of us. Have you noticed? I had the Belgian waffle. It was good.
Did it have onions on it?
It did not.
Oh.
It had raw diced.
Oh my
white onions.
God. I ordered the Belgian waffle because I see it on the menu and the photograph looks delicious. And I had already had a Jersey Mike sub for breakfast. So I was
You gotta have your dessert breakfast. I get it.
right, exactly. It technically was second breakfast.
Ooh, that's a callback.
Can I tell you how surreal it is to wake up at 3 a.m. to catch an Uber to get to the airport by 5 o'clock to eat an Italian sub from Jersey Mike's, get on a plane, land, drive an hour, and then eat a Belgian waffle at White Castle? It's
That's American shit, man.
Sounds like Tuesday to
it's a
me.
fucking weird day. Then you take a nap, wake up, eat Thai food, and watch Enter the Dragon. It's like, what the fuck, man? It's
Where-
one for the books.
Where am I?
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So the Belgian waffle looks really good on the menu, and I order it, and I order that and a fucking drink, and the guy said, "Okay, what kind of Belgian waffle did you want?" And I did not
Belgian?
know how to answer that question.
Dutch Belgian waffle,
Hot?
please.
So I said, "With chicken on it." because I couldn't. It looked like there was chicken on it in the fucking menu, and he said, "Oh, well, we got it a whole bunch of different ways," and then he listed like 9 fucking ways, so fucking fast. I literally pointed at the board and I said, "I want that one. I want the whatever's in that photo," and then he started listing them again, and I said, "Bacon, egg, and cheese." Bacon, egg, and cheese, my dude. Bacon, egg, and cheese. So anyway, I just wanted to mention White Castle since we talked about it last week.
Absolutely.
It's a rarity.
Yeah, who knew?
You got a 1 in 300 and some odd. What is it? Chance of eating
like
it?
341 or something like that. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
What do you guys want to do next?
We're gonna do Darkman.
Do you want to do Sonic Blast for the Game Gear?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, we could do that. I forgot that I suggested that. I thought it'd be funny if we did Sonic Blast for the Game Gear. I don't know how well that's. We're good, right? We're good as far as playing that. We all own a copy of that and a Game Gear, right? Of
course. Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, hell yeah, man.
All right, Sonic Blast, man. Sonic
Oh
Blast.
shit.
Sonic Blast for the Game Gear. Have we done any Game Gear games before? Shining Force.
Oh, that is true.
We did sort of Haja. I think that's
Yeah.
the only other one, though.
You might be right. Did we
do Road Rash? I know we did Road Rash.
Yeah, but
not for
we
the
did the
Game Gear.
Genesis. Yeah,
Okay.
we're not that much of a masochist.
Yeah, because I'm really trying to think any other Game Gear games. Like, I know you and I have talked a lot about that first Sonic the Hedgehog for Game Gear.
Oh, the
but I don't think we ever
pack-in,
did it.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that one fucking ruled.
Yeah.
I remember playing that one, like, plugged into my wall in my bedroom, playing that in my bed while I was watching Nick at Night. Oh, my God. If I could go back in time, I wouldn't change a fucking thing. I would do that again.
Well, I'd if it wasn't plugged into my wall, I'd be in bed with my battery charger, my battery pack that was the size of one of the services.
Did you have the TV tuner?
That's the only accessory I did not have.
Man, I wanted that
could
fucking
not
TV
find
tuner so bad.
I did get it. I had the Game Gear case that had all the, the inserts for everything.
Yeah,
and
me too.
It killed me.
That's where I hid that Playboy.
The TV tuner spot was empty.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I always wanted it. Mom and Dad said, "Yo, that sounds great. We'll buy you that." Never, ever, ever found it.
I bet it. I don't know for sure, but my guess, my hunch is that they were probably hard to come by.
Yeah.
I don't know who would carry a Game Gear TV tuner. You know what I mean? It's like when Toys R Us is doing their ordering, are they like, I guess we'll take 5 of these?
Because I remember always asking every time we went to the mall, which Toys R Us. If we were out of town, I would go to let's stop there to see if they have a TV tuner.
Yeah.
No, they'd never had a fucking TV tuner.
I don't even know how much they were.
I bet it
Too
was fucking
much.
absurd.
I'm sure it was too much. I wanted one too, but my parents, their argument was, I didn't even get to the look for it stage because they were like, I was like, it'd be awesome for road trips. And they were like, yeah, but the stations change. You'd constantly be trying to find the channel again. And
that's true.
It's like, okay, fair enough.
I think my dad was just like, oh, you can go outside and watch TV.
Hey,
you're outside.
That's not bad. Sit under a tree, watch Night Court. Hell yeah. Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give Sonic Blast Man 1 and 2, okay, a beard, what kind?
I've got one. I got a set for 1 and a set for 2.
Oh, you bastard! You fucking juked me. If you were to give Sonic Blastman 1, Sonic Blastman 1,
Soniqua Blastman 1.
Thank you. A beard. What kind of beard would you give it?
Zangief's goatee, because they move at the same pace
as it grows.
Yeah.
Nice. If you were to give Sonic Blastman 1 a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
Gizmo Duck's visor, but the batteries are dead.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You brought up Street Fighter just now. Overwatch 2 is getting ready to have a Street Fighter collab.
I saw that.
They're going to have a whole bunch of Street Fighter skins for all the heroes.
Damn it. Because in the trailer, when I saw Chun-Li, I was like, that's Chun-Li. That's not someone dressed as Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Juno.
Fuck. All right. I'm out.
They're dressed as the heroes. And Man, I've bought almost every collab that they've done.
Yeah.
And I had made the conscious decision to stop spending so much money on Overwatch skins. So I'm going to be struggling on this one. But I also am a little bit perturbed at how Blizzard won't. How do I put this? Chun-Li is wearing like leggings under her. Juno is dressed as Chun-Li, and Chun-Li's wearing leggings, and I don't want her to wear leggings.
Flesh tone leggings?
No.
Because I mean, I
They're
feel
like
like
darker colored leggings.
yeah, okay. I feel like Chun-Li was in my mind, she was always wearing like flesh tone.
I felt
leggings.
like she wasn't.
Her legs, they're so shiny.
I wanted it to not be true.
I mean, I get it.
But also,
You could pause
Widow,
it and you can see that she's not. But
right. Widowmaker is Cammy, which
Okay.
is great, but she's also wearing like shorts under the
yeah,
thong.
they don't want upskirts.
It's like, come on, Cammy had a thong for fuck's sake. That's just the way it was, and I liked it that way.
Yeah.
But that being said, I'm afraid the collab like pack of skins is going to be like $100 or some crazy amount, and
You're
I
probably
can't
right.
justify it.
I'm
not that worried about it. I've got so many skins, and I pick up so much free shit along the way, or with battle pass skins that
I just got a bag of free skin. I got so much.
I do.
so
I
much free
do.
skin.
gotta fry them up. What? So
Nice and crunchy.
what are the other? Who are the other characters assigned? Do you know?
I can't.
That's
can't
okay.
remember.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just curious because I like Street Fighter.
Hanzo is gonna be Ryu.
Okay,
Winston is gonna be
Blanca.
Blanca.
That makes sense.
Fucking Sigma is gonna be the guy that Raul Julia played. What was his name?
M. Bison.
M. Bison. And
I don't know who Sigma is.
Sigma is like he's a
Rizmaster.
Not from Ohio.
not from Ohio for sure. He's
English, not Spanish.
He's kind of like the mad scientist guy who throws like these spheres and has a shield and stuff.
Okay.
He's one of the newish.
Okay, yeah, he must.
Characters.
I haven't seen
He's
him.
not new, but
He's not a goofy.
No, no.
It's not a dreadhead.
And I can't remember the others that they're doing. There's a bunch. I mean, there's like 6 or 7, which is
Okay.
unusual. Some of them will probably be like, achieve this thing and get this skin kind of thing, play this many games type of deal. But the ones that everybody's going to want, which is going to be Chun-Li and Cammy. I think Kiriko has a skin, but I can't remember who she's supposed to be.
The way they should do it, in my opinion, as an outsider looking in, is you buy Chun-Li's skin, and then you can apply it to any character you play as. I want to see Winston
It's like Soldier
as
76 is
Yeah,
Chun-Li
that's
with
the
the
way they
little
should
balls
do
on,
it, man.
on his head. Yeah.
But also, like, back to like them putting leggings and shorts on the female characters.
Yeah.
My solution to that is don't do that and just over sexualize the male characters as well.
Exactly.
Like, let's just like
Let's see some neck.
let's see some fucking some buffalo shots. I mean, like when
Fruit
fucking,
baskets and everything when they fall over.
yeah, or when they kneel down, they're like nuts fucking like droop down and like touch the floor. And then
Something
you-
for the female gaze
yeah,
for once.
right? I
Or
don't
some
know.
males.
Was when Melissa's ready, she makes me squat on the edge of the bed and just droop my balls on the stuff.
Yeah.
I love
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, okay. It needs some workshopping. Maybe instead of seeing nuts, maybe the male characters are like,
Very thoughtful.
yeah, they're like, you know what? You're the only woman for me. I love you very much.
Yeah.
Have I told you how beautiful
I
your eyes
appreciate
are
you.
today?
Have voice
What-
lines.
what-
Thank you so much for the delicious dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Or being there for me always, no
Yeah.
matter what. I realize that
You
sometimes,
are a good mother to my children.
yes, and sometimes I'm a shitty husband, and I just appreciate you staying with me.
Let me just stop talking
Breathe.
so you can.
Would you like
can
a
tell me what
non-sexual
you were
massage?
thinking.
I promise it's not going to turn into a sexual
20
massage.
minutes and it doesn't turn into sex. Would you like that?
It won't, unless you want it to, but it won't.
You have to say put it in.
Yeah. You will.
It's a very good massage.
I know how to give a non-sexual massage in a way.
That leads to yeah.
It's me, Ryu. I'm 44. I figured shit out.
But I think these are coming out Tuesday, so I want to see them in game and see how they look and decide whether they're for me. I wouldn't not buy them just because they're wearing leggings. I just
Sure.
I don't like the design choice there.
Sure, I get it.
But because I feel like I'd like them to be more true to the originals. That being said, it's a tough one for me, but I'll keep y'all posted. I'll let you know what happens Tuesday. All right, go ahead, fellas. Sorry, didn't mean to derail that.
No, all good.
We're on the Beards and Glasses
Beards
for
and Glasses.
part 2.
Tyler,
Yes.
if you were to give Sonic Blastman 2 a beard, what kind of beard would you give it?
The blood-soaked beards of Jimmy and Bimmy from Double Dragon.
Nice.
Since the two main male characters are pretty similar.
Mm-hmm. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give Sonic Blastman 2 a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
The black eye of Chun-Li whenever she has been beaten and someone's telling her to go back home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
There we go.
Well,
We'll see what Flopsy has to say about these games.
let's do it.
What do we think?
Sonic Blastman 1. I never heard of it. That doesn't mean much.
Mm-hmm.
Despite being on a Super Nintendo podcast for 12 years,
Yeah.
I am still not an expert on Super Nintendo games. Wow, I really need to apply myself. But I would say at least uncommon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Yeah.
probably uncommon, and they probably gave it 3 stars.
With the bump, 3 stars.
I'm trying to.
Yeah,
'Cause I was going to say 2.5.
I might give it 2
Okay,
to
okay.
2.5.
I almost said 3.5. I feel like 3 is probably the happy
Our good
medium on
consensus.
that.
Do you want to go ahead and rate the other one as well, since
Yeah,
they're
'cause
probably
they'll
on the
be-
same
yeah,
page?
side
Yeah,
by
in case
side.
I accidentally see it.
So common 3 star, uncommon 3 stars,
Uncommon 3.
and then
Sonic Blastman 2.
I think this will be possibly very uncommon.
I think you're right. I think less. There are fewer copies.
There's not going to be like all these. No, not everyone was clamoring for fucking a sequel to this game to begin with. So very uncommon is my vote.
What do you think? 4
4?
stars.
I think they'd
stars?
give it 4 stars.
Okay. We all seem to land on that same
I'd
number.
hit 3
I don't
and a
think it's a
half.
4-star game, but I do think they would bump it up to 4 stars.
I would say personally it would be 3.5, and that they would the bump would take it to 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I think as far as like what the Super Nintendo has to offer for beat 'em ups, I would recommend Sonic Blastman 2. Like I really do think it's
it's a much better game.
it's one of those where it's like if you like beat 'em ups, yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy that one.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay, so according to Flopsy, aka the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1991 through 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Monster Mold Mike and a shadowy, mysterious benefactor. Snow White and Happily Ever After. Remember that?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The Dwarfettes or Dwarfels.
Dorfels, yes.
Jesus.
2 stars, very uncommon on that one. Sonic Blastman. Availability. Uncommon.
Hell yes.
Got it in 1.
Star rating. Missed it by that much. 2.5 stars.
We called it.
Yep. They say in the Reflections by D.A., Sonic Blastman was first devised as a punching simulator arcade game. And that's pretty much, they just talk about the mini games. Sonic Blastman 2. Ooh. Availability. Rare.
Rare.
Okay.
Okay, we were very close with that. We were on the right track.
Star rating 3 stars.
Missed that one.
3 stars.
I
Yep.
think it's more than half a star better than Sonic Blastman. But
Yeah, I agree. it's weird for me to say this, but I truly, in my opinion, I truly believe they underrated a Super Nintendo game. I feel like they usually do. I feel like it's just better than a 3-star game. But hey,
Agreed.
well, armed with that knowledge, how much do you think this game is? If you were to buy it loose, how much do you think we would pay for it? And Usurper Grimm reached out to me and said, hey, I noticed that you don't get to play. How much is this game? So he asked if it would be okay if he researched it and sent it to me as a spoiler marked link on Discord so that I could play as well.
Nice.
So
Very nice. Thank you,
a new
Griffin.
challenger is approaching. Sonic Blast Man 1. What do we think?
Just uncommon.
Which is uncommon.
$14.
$14 dues.
$40.
$40. Yeah, that's right. That's in the range for me. I would go around 40 as well. But with it being, for the sake of being different and with it being pretty much a subpar Final Fight, I'll go with $37.
All right.
Let's see. According to... All right. Sonic Blast Man 1. I forgot how to do this. Sonic Blast Man 1. Fucking Belgian waffle. Loose, on average, according to pricecharting.com via Usurper Grimm, loose on average at the time of this recording is $38.76.
Damn.
Good Lord.
You were right
We
there.
were very, very close, both of us.
I'll snake you, but a bitch you.
Yeah. He has complete in box if we want to guess on that.
120.
I'd say 200.
178.
That is $243.43.
Lord.
He has the new price as well. I will say,
$500.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
About $500. $792.
That is a lot of money to spend on a pretty
Shit
bad video game.
Yep.
Damn.
It's new though. You get to open it up, come in it be the first person to come in it.
As this Super Nintendo tradition.
Right. What do you guys think about Sonic Blast Man 2? Rare.
$85 loose.
85 loose.
I'll go with what I thought for the other one, say 120.
120 loose. Ugh. I was going to go lower than that, but you guys have me thinking maybe I shouldn't. I don't think this is a cult classic.
No.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go $65. The actual retail price of Sonic Blast Man 2 for the SNES at the time of this recording, according to pricecharting.com, is $212.60.
That is crazy.
Hey.
Complete in box? Guesses?
$450.
Yeah. $600?
I'm with you guys. I think it's like $600. Holy shit. $1,009.38.
Jesus.
New. What do you think about new?
New is going to be
$5,000.
$4,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think between 4 and 5,000.
Yep.
New. Oh, thank God. $3,000. Only
Oh.
$3,230.
Take my money.
Oh my God. Well, that's, I don't know. That made me feel a little sad.
Yeah.
Our last rare game was $20.
Thanks, Iron Skins Game. One day that'll shoot up in price.
Hell yeah. Well, anything else? We good?
We are going to do Dark Man for next
No,
game.
we're doing
Sonic
Sonic
Blast.
Oh, Sonic Blast.
Blast.
Yeah, remember that conversation we had? I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Sonic Blast, and then Dark Man. I'm good with that.
Okay, cool.
Thanks for listening, everybody. You find the show on YouTube, Google Play, iTunes,
GoonTube.
We might be on RedTube. I don't know. You can check.
If we're not, could someone put us on RedTube, please?
Like Ryan Creamer has his videos on Pornhub. Put us on RedTube.
Is surely GoonTube is like a domain that's been registered, right? I mean, surely.
Oh, it would have
If
to
not,
If not, guess where you're gonna find new episodes of Tadpog? GoonTube, the new Piss Tasters. Piss Tasters is back in GoonTube form.
all over the place. But most importantly, we got that Patreon.
Yes, patreon.com/I'm actively having an allergy attack.
Oh no.
Patreon.com/tadpog is where you can go to donate money to the show. That money goes to feed our families and pay our bills. So we appreciate all of our donations. For as little as $1 a month, you can have access to all of our bonus content, which includes some really good stuff. Take up lots of hours of listening time. If you donate to the show and you haven't listened to any of our bonus content, you're missing out. There's a whole bunch of really, really good stuff there. We have a couple of tiers. Our first tier is what we call the Jake tier. If you want to become a Jake, donate $5 or more to the show, and we'll call you out as Jake.
Yep.
Some form of Jake.
Hell yeah.
Just like me and Jake over here.
The real Jakes in our community have expressed their surprise, their reactions to the Jake tier.
Yeah.
Bit.ly. I'm fucking tired. I'm like my brain is like brain no work.
/Tadpog Discord.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
That's what I'm here
30
for.
Jakes agree.
We also have our executive producers tier, which if you donate $20 or more per month, you'll become an executive producer, and I'll read your name off on the show, at least until we get tired of doing it as a Jake, a version of Jake. We have a new returning executive producer this week. Cthusiast Jake has rejoined our ranks. I got a message from him right after we wrapped last week saying that he rejoined the EP tier, and I didn't read it off, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Missed it by that much.
So I'm going to read that list now. Cubicle Monkey Jake is what I'm going to say. Sandwich Pope Phil, Jake H, Gamebug Prime, Jake E. This is hard. I didn't write these out. I'm doing it on the fly. I did it fine last week, but my allergies are acting up. Jake, a.k.a. Gentle G, Pinball Airplane Archmage, Jake Edler. Sorry you couldn't be on this episode.
Arch Jake, maybe.
Arch Jake.
Yeah.
I like it. That nice Jake from Michigan. Louisville correspondent Princess Consuela Banana Hammock Flavor Trick Jake. Drink Smith Jake Dubs. Jake Pope Sandwich. Lord Jake. And once again, Cthusiast Jake. Thank you all for your donations. All of your donations, not just the $20 ones. Everybody that gives us money, we are very, very, very grateful for that.
And those that send us your fluids. Thank you for that too.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. The post office doesn't.
They don't. They hate that. But we don't care what the post office thinks.
Yeah.
That's about it for business this week.
Hell yeah. Fuck business.
As I prepare to go to work in the morning and conduct business.
Oh no.
How you guys want to close it out?
As Sonic Blast Man having an allergy attack.
That should be no problem.
So until next time, gotta go chew.
That was my nebulizer.
Okay.
Can I have a chili dog?
TADPOG is hosted and produced by Tyler Holland, Dave Moore, and Ian Chandler and releases new episodes every Wednesday. You can find them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and just about anywhere else podcasts are hosted. If you have a question or comment for the hosts, don't hesitate to call us at 270-883-2555 and leave us a voicemail. If we like it, we'll play it on the show and respond. If you'd like to send us something, you can do so at TADPOG Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. If you'd like to donate to the show, visit patreon.com/tadpog, and with a minimum donation of $1 per month, you will get access to all of our fun bonus content. Join the conversation on our Discord server at bit.ly/tadpogdiscord. Registration is free, and we'd love to have you there. If you enjoy our show and haven't already, don't forget to find and tap that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. We'll figure that out later. We'll just add it to the list of things we need to do later.
We can do that incrementally.
We can do that incrementally while we're incrementally cleaning the studio. Yeah.
Like how my dad empties the dishwasher. Tyler, you don't need to do it one, just every time you walk by, put one glass up. And by the time you walk
From the
by in a
dishwasher?
few days, yeah.
No, that doesn't work.
Put it up. Just one at a time whenever you go
That
by.
doesn't work. He's got it flipped. You put shit in you'd put shit in
Yep.
incrementally and then put everything away at once so that you can put shit in incrementally.
Well, that's an iPad.
It is. Yeah, it's a big fucker.
Fuck.
Right?
Hell
I'm
yeah.
jealous. I love that. I want one of those so bad.
I was gonna get a Pro. This is an Air. I was gonna get a Pro, and then I was like, oh no, I think I'd rather have the 13 Air for, I think like $900 less.
Yeah.
It's an M3 instead of an M4.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have face recognition, face unlock. You gotta
Do the little button reader thing.
But other than that,
where did you get it?
Best Buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They had
Look at that.
they had some open boxes too at our store.
Did they?
I thought about doing it, but I was like, fuck it. I like new shit.
I get that.
Because if I'm gonna get it, like it'd be different if I was buying it off of, like Marketplace or something, you know. Then it's like gonna be a significant discount, but like
Right.
an open box, that only saves you like
It's not enough to
$50 to $100, and it's like, I mean, that's not to say that's not significant, but
Well, and I have the thing at Best Buy. They kind of made me an offer I couldn't refuse when I bought that TV that has the total protection plan, which is like now anything I buy there is covered under their warranty. So if I was to buy an iPad, it would be covered. So
I got the Apple Care Plus. This is because, I mean, my phone's covered through Verizon.
Yeah.
But this one, I was like, because I was going to put a case on it. I really didn't want to. And then I was like, how much is Apple Care Plus? How much is a case? I don't like cases anyway. So it's like, all right, I can do this instead.
Good plan. We're ready when you are.
Right.
Got a little stinger there, I think. A little something to talk about.
Yeah.
Unless something funnier happens.
I doubt it.
I don't know. Probably
I
won't.
doubt it. We struggle, man.
This is, we do. The longer we do this, the harder it gets to be funny.
I know. It's weird. It's like, I don't know. Age is age. I blame age.
Yeah, me too. That's what I blame everything on.
Yeah. Or just obligation, responsibility. Probably more than age.